All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
The brothers back with another lesson through the Spirit, Lord willing it be edifying. You know, we the brothers from the GMS Atlanta. All right, the brother Rock.
And the brother Zakaria.
Kind. But before we get started on the lesson, as always, want to give all praise, glory, and honor to
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Kodash. Want to give double honors to our elders and apostles at GMS who continue to teach and rule well. And peace and safety to the Akim across the four corners of the earth that are pushing out this truth and sincerity. All right. So, you know, basically we're going to go into, you know, how, there's a war basically on masculinity in our nation. All right. And you know, on the world as a whole, but we're not too concerned with these other nations. We're talking about Israel, okay? And how, you know, in Esau's society, he has everything totally out of order, okay? Everything turned upside down. The women ruling over the men, you know, particularly in the so-called black household, okay? And, you know, me and the brother, before the camera came on, we was just chopping it up about, you know, how these GMO babies in today's society are just totally under that woman vibration, okay? Because most of them are growing up in single family households where that's leading the woman to try to raise an Israelite man, which is totally off, okay? And in this society, all right, it tells you in 1 Corinthians, the chapter 11, I'm not mistaken, the order in which things are supposed to be, man. All right. But that's not the way this society is ran, even though it says that it's based off the principles of the Bible, okay, saying that America was built off the principles of the Bible, okay. And if that was the case, this wouldn't take place, all right. Because, you know, I was at my son's basketball practice, right, and they had to, you know, team up or pick a partner, and he selected this Jake that he took a class, or he was in class with, you know, so to speak, at the school. And I mean, the little boy is just totally off, man. Don't know how to catch a ball, don't know how to throw it, you know. He making real effeminate movements and complaining about the ball being thrown too hard. And I was just looking like the whole time, like, man, this generation that's coming up now is worse, man. It's getting bad, man. I'm like, where's this guy's father, man? All right, because the direction in which he's headed, man. America's gonna swallow him up, man. It's gonna chew him up and spit him out. All right. You had something you want to add, bro?
Oh no, it makes perfect sense, bro. You know, like in today's society, most of these men, these young men up under us, even in our generation, in general, you know, just have a very, very high and feminine spirit on them.
Yep.
You know, a woman's spirit on them.
You can't tell them nothing. They don't like to be corrected. You know, you tell a Jake where he going off, he think you hating on him.
Yeah, real, you know, emotional about everything.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to dealing with, you know, a woman he just met or something like that. You know, or that he's been with for a long time. You know, when it comes to like cooking, everything that, you know, the Israelite man do is very effeminate. It's in an effeminate way. And, you know, you coming back to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, you know, he puts that spirit back in you, you know. Being austere, you know. Being, you know, manly. You know. That goes back to that baptism and renewing your mind, but that's another topic. But basically, you know, the only way to get your masculinity back, you know, not how we used to have, you know, back then in the ancient world. But you know, you basically need the spirit of the Lord to be a man.
Exactly. Hey, Jake don't know how to deal with each other. You know, they always getting into it. They don't know how to take correction. You know, they don't know how to take reproof, Salakia. You know, they don't like being corrected because they under that total vibration of their mother. All right, because growing up they weren't held accountable for certain things they used to get away with. All right, but then when you step to them like a man and correct them, all right, they look at that as being a negative. Okay, when our nation back in the ancient days, man, which we deal amongst each other that way, man. We try to be, straightforward as possible. Deal, reprove, rebuke, admonish, exhort. Okay, but you do that to a Jake out here in the world, man, he gonna be ready to fight, man. He don't even know how to say excuse me, for bumping into you, or step on your shoes. You step on the nigga's shoes, man, he ready to pull the scrap out, man.
Or when a woman starts a problem, like they usually do.
Yep.
When a woman starts a problem, then he like, oh, man, hold on, man, this my girl.
Right.
He don't think before he make a decision.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
He don't think to make a manly decision on who's in the wrong or who's in the right, because Jake unruly. They don't have a king mentality.
Okay.
And the only person to get that king, the only way to get that king mentality is to follow the king himself, Yahweh Shah.
Yep. Bring out that in 1 Corinthians 6 and 9. We're going to open up with that.
This is 1 Corinthians 6 and 9. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall inherit the kingdom of the Most High?
Mm-hmm.
But, be not deceived, neither fornicators,
yep,
nor idolaters,
mm-hmm,
nor adulterers,
yep,
nor effeminate,
yep,
nor abusers of themselves with mankind.
Yeah, and all the characteristics that the scripture just named to be not of, that's basically the society that we live in.
Mm-hmm.
They're a bunch of effeminate jakes, and which we're gonna go into that word,
mm-hmm,
grab that word effeminate, Baba Kashah. They're effeminate. They love worshiping idols. Abusers of mankind with itself, homosexuals. Basically, what that is, that's the generation that we're living in. Everything contrary to the scriptures, man. All right. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so bring out that word effeminate.
I got you. Give me 1 second.
Because that's basically what you're dealing with on the day to day when it comes to the Israelite man. All right.
I got that word effeminate. It says of a man having or showing characteristics regarded as typical of a woman.
Yeah, you got characteristics or traits of a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you're effeminate, it says those type of people shall not inherit the kingdom, man. So if you're gonna call yourself being the next rulers, all right, of the nation of Israel, okay, in the kingdom of heaven, you got to get that effeminate spirit off you, because we talking about Jakes in the world in 2/3. Some men try to carry that same spirit over into the truth too. All right, which is not gonna cut it, man, according to the scriptures.
Kind of like, I don't want to go out every Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do 3 videos.
Right.
I don't want. It's too cold.
Right.
It's too hot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, be a man, bro.
You're right. Real men endure, man. The scriptures tell you endure all things, man. Endure hardness as a good soldier, Yahweh Shah Mashiach, man. That's a manly characteristic, man. Endurance, because a woman at the first sign of adversity, all right, they giving up. They like, fuck this shit. That's not in the spirit to be in, man. That's the spirit of a woman. All right. There's some more on that word effeminate.
Yeah, there was some more. It says unmanly.
Mm-hmm.
Then it says one of the synonyms is womanish, and then it says feminine.
Yeah, womanish. You wearing your panties. You getting your panties all in a bunch because a man tell you that you're going off, or that you're doing wrong, or you're not carrying yourself in the manner that you should. Mm-hmm. Okay, now your face all frowned up, and you got animosity towards that man when he only dealing with you as the scriptures tell you, that you should deal righteously amongst men, and rebuke them. Okay, grab that Job 38, Job 38 and 3.
This is Job 38 and verse 3. It says, gird up now thy loins like a man.
Yeah, gird up thy loins now as a man, okay? Or to say like a man.
Like a man.
Yeah, gird up thy loins like a man. A man's gonna gird up and shut up, all right? And not come with all that complaining and excuses like a woman, man. Okay? Keep going, bro.
For I will demand of thee, and answer thou me. So he's demanding us to do this, man.
That's right.
Because the Lord understands, you know, that we are our lowest state. He understands that the woman, basically all the Israelite women rule over each household.
Right.
He understands these things, but he's demanding like, hey, be a man, you know. He gives us that spiritual hit in the chest.
Right.
Man up. You know, he's making us as a man through that fire, that hell we go through.
That's right.
You know, we got to go through all this hell so we can be the man we're supposed to be for Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
That's right.
Because we got to be a man in these last days, and we got to be a man for the times to come.
That's right.
You know. So when the rest of Israel come back in the kingdom, they're gonna look up to a real righteous man. You know.
That's right.
At our fullness with Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know. But that's all, man.
Kind of grab that and grab Sirach 2 and start at the top, Baba Shah. Because the Lord is not dealing with that spirit, man. The Lord is looking for someone that's going to have patience, long suffering, and endurance, man, no matter what it is. Okay? But the scriptures or this society teaches you contrary, all right? They teach you to point the finger, not hold yourself accountable, you know, so on and so forth. Well, go ahead, Sirach 2 and start at the top.
This is Sirach 2 and verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
Yeah, prepare thy soul. Like you read from the top.
This is verse 1. It says, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
Yeah, my son. That's a male, man. The Lord is calling men. All right. It didn't say oh my daughters or the daughter like or woman like man
or daughters of Zion. You
right.
know, he didn't say that.
Right.
You know.
It says sons, man. Go ahead.
Then it says, set thy heart aright and constantly endure.
Yep.
And make not haste in time of trouble.
Yeah, that's what a man does, man. He endures. Okay. That's why you see all these different soldier movies, man. They in this society there are women that are soldiers, but you rarely see it in hand-to-hand combat or a real good war movie. You don't see no women in there, man. We're not talking about G.I. Jane. Okay, it be real, raw, uncut, you know, gruntled and aggressive men, man. Okay.
Like, that movie 300. You know, when they all went out to fight, you know, to go to war, you didn't see no woman in the battlefield with them.
Exactly.
Okay, it comes many stumbling blocks with that.
Exactly.
You know, men will go out of their wits, get emotional. No, it was all man so they can stay mission ready and just focus, you know,
right.
to endure through those battles and the fight, you know.
Yeah, because you throw a woman in the midst of that shit now, you got Jake showing out. He want to be seen by the woman. He want to be in control. He don't want nobody to tell him nothing because he gonna look like a so-called bitch in front of a woman.
Cause just more sin, you know, adultery acts.
Mine not gonna be on the mission because he looking at this broad, you know, just so on and so forth, man. So you got to get that effeminate spirit off you. Okay, go ahead.
It says, cleave unto him and depart not away.
Yep.
That thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully.
Yeah, take cheerfully, man. That's what a real man does. Now, let's say you're in the house with a woman and you going through all certain things, hardships. She gonna be the first to jump ship, man. Believe it or not, because she's the weaker vessel. And they're pushing that spirit on today's society of boys that will soon to grow up and be the men of Israelite men. Okay, they're not taking anything cheerfully, man. A woman does not want to suffer, man, and that's the spirit they pushing out on these jakes, man. All right, not to hold themselves accountable, don't take correction. That know-it-all spirit.
Yeah.
You know, They just a society, a generation full of mama's boys, man.
Full of Tyrese's, man.
Yeah, don't even know how to throw a damn a spiral football, man. Okay. That was pretty much the point. You had anything else you wanted to bring out? Oh,
I can continue to verse 5 if you want.
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, it says, for gold is tried in the fire,
yep,
and acceptable men
there we
in
go.
the furnace of adversary.
Yeah, adversity. Yeah.
Kind of adversity.
Yeah. Because anything that's tried and refined goes through that process. That's that process of endurance. All right, which makes you a stronger man. All right. So the opposite of effeminate is being masculine, man. We have to bring that masculine spirit back, man, amongst each other first, and it'll trickle down from us into our households. Okay, if you have sons in this thing, you know they'll grow up. God forbids in this society, but if they do grow up in this society, they'll know how to deal the same amongst men, man to man. You know. In the world, people don't like that characteristic. If you straightforward, you straight up with them, all right, and you don't sugarcoat nothing. Oh, he mean. Why you gotta be like that? You know, they think it's something wrong with you, and that's like, no, I'm just being a man.
That's your naturality. That's the spirit the Lord gave you. You know, like the Lord when He said Lazarus is dead. You know. That was a plain, short speech, you know. He was trying to be real. He was just saying, you know, he's dead.
Exactly.
Having that plain, straightforward speech.
Yeah, austere. That's what the word austere goes into that we was talking about.
Yeah, because if you get straight to the point in a lot of situations and short and plain with it, people will look at you as you're rude, or they'll get offended.
Right.
It's just like, no, it's a blunt. The answer might be hard or rough a little bit, but it is what it is.
That's right.
You know,
that society that's rare because it's rare. They used to men head being all up the woman's ass, or you being you being emotional. First thing you want to do is act out of emotions. You got the word masculine.
Yeah, and I got the word austere for you. But I'm gonna get the word masculine. This is the word masculine. It says have qualities or appearance traditionally associated with men.
Yep.
Especially strength and aggressiveness.
Yeah, traditionally. Now that has not that tradition is broke, man. The tradition now is to follow behind that woman, okay, and be passive aggressive. Don't deal with people. Avoid conflict. You know, if it takes you being stern with a man or being honest with him to avoid conflict, don't do it. That's what society teaches. If it's gonna cause strife, all right, you gotta what they say, you turn the other cheek. All right, and that's not how you're supposed to deal as being men. All right.
And I'm gonna bring out some of these words they got for it. It says muscular, rugged. Powerful, built, heavily built.
Yep.
Red-blooded, strong. You know, it says manly. So those are characteristics of a masculine man. You know, and it's crazy how Esau pushing that vibration out on to destroy our people. Now you have they put that vibration so hard on the so-called black woman. They look at us like, ooh, shave your beard.
Yeah.
Calm down, honey.
Right.
Or when a man get into an argument, they want to jump in front of the man and stuff, and they end up getting, the rocks knocked off of them. You know.
Okay.
Just let a man be a man at the end of the day.
Right.
Because it's in the scriptures, and Esau put it right in front of y'all face.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, because the men of today's society don't like to be corrected, because it all reverts back to having that spirit on them of the woman, all right? This is Proverbs 15:10. It says, correction is grievous unto him that forsaketh the way. What way? The ways of old, man. It says that correction is grievous unto him that forsaketh the way, because he's been westernized. He's been Americanized. He can't think anything outside of what America's taught them. They not looking at the generations old and how those men dealt amongst each other. It says correction is grievous. This is Proverbs 15:10. It says correction is grievous unto him that forsaketh the way, and he that hateth reproof shall die. All right, that's straight out the scriptures. If you hate reproof, ye shall die, man. So that's the wrong spirit to be in, man. Especially if a man is coming to you telling you something that's gonna better yourself, or you know, gonna keep you out of some shit. Okay, you need to take heed to what that man is trying to say to you, man, because it could ultimately be Yahweh Shem Yahushua speaking through that man in order to correct you. All right, and you see you going down the wrong path. All right, you had,
especially for, like, you know, men who's first coming into the truth, being as babes, you know, like a babe, you know, at that very, very first stage. You know, we have to look up to the older men for an example, you know. That's why the Lord set up, you know, examples, the apostles and the elders, all the way on down.
Yeah.
So the babes can look up to those who are above them and start to learn their ways and start to learn how to contribute according to the Spirit, you know.
That's right.
Con. What you say?
You had some?
I had the word austere.
Go ahead.
Con.
And we'll close out on that word. If you have nothing else.
All right, con. This is the word austere. It says severe or strict in manner, attitude, or appearance. Then it says of living conditions or a way of life, having no comforts or luxuries, harsh. Then it says having an extremely plain and simple style or appearance.
That's right.
You know, that's a lot of men in GMS, to be honest, you know.
Because go ahead, bro.
Okay. You know, because we do look plain. We don't have all that luxurious, you know, things that Jake out here love and would die for. These extreme cars and, you know, high-paid clothing. Because that can be a distraction, too, in the times that we're in, you know. The Lord's keeping us plain and simple, you know, to keep us focused, you know.
That's right.
Most men speak plainly, you know, aggressive. That's just the Lord, like I said earlier, you know, that's just the Lord putting his spirit back into his men.
Right.
He has a nation to build, you know. We don't have time for no double-minded, staggering, sensitive, soft men, you know.
That's right.
We got to be mission ready. We got to be focused. Because it's going to be a bad time coming. We don't got time to be in that emotional, soft spirit. No, man. We in the time of our salvation, you know. That was it on that word, austere. Even because you said the days are old. Even in the old days, you know, our stature, because some of those words I brought up, it goes to like built, you know, powerful, strength. Even today, you know, our stature and everything been diminished, you know. So you can get that if you don't mind, Bakusha. I can get it right quick. The second Ezra 5:54, it says, "Consider thou therefore also how that ye are less of stature than those that were before you." And that comes with everything with it. We used to be bigger, stronger, more aggressive, you know, more muscles.
Yeah, because that word masculine said that.
Yeah.
We were more masculine back then, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Salaki.
More strict, more, you know, firm. But through this wicked king, Esau, giving us all these GMOs, these fake foods, putting stuff in our water, water bottles,
right?
Lowering our testosterone. Yeah.
Putting estrogen in the water and in certain things, man. That's why this devil got to go.
That's why he got to go. But look at us now. The reason why we coming back in our state of mind that we once were before is because of the Lord.
That's right.
You know, if we were still in that Jesus Christ spirit, love everyone, turn the other cheek and all that, we were some soft dudes, believe it or not.
Right.
You know? And that's all I really had on that.
Kind of. Well, we can close out on that. That was it on that word austere.
Yeah,
the scriptures tell you that even Yahweh Shah was a very austere
man. Yep.
Right, and that's why we also, when we go on the highways and byways, man, we got on sackcloth, man. That's a showing of humility, and also a characteristic of being austere. It says plain, okay, not flashy. All right, like you see these other guys, man, got on the bedazzled wristbands. Yeah. They got the breastplate. They got the belt, the WWE goddamn World Championship belt.
Champion belt, man.
You know, goddamn illustrious head wraps. No, man, the Lord ain't dealing with that. All right,
He's dealing with plain man.
That's right.
You know, sheep.
Yep. So, you know, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying, you know, to an elect member or two. You know, giving all praise, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
Double honors to the elders and apostles at Jim Mess. Shalom.
Shalom.